The media is the true enemy of America. On May 5, 2020, Officer Frank Hernandez assaulted a homeless Latino man in Boyle Heights for saying offensive things to him. The homeless man allowed himself to get arrested and the police officer proceeded to beat him with no jurisdiction. Where's the outrage for that? Hispanic elderly workers were working to sell face masks during the pandemic and they were assaulted by young African American males by slapping the workers and throwing eggs at them. Where's the goddamn outrage for that? I'm sick and tired of the media catering to one specific group of people when they know this is an ongoing trend that happens to not only African Americans. David Dorn, who was defending a pawn shop from looters, 70-year-old African American officer, was killed in cold blood 2 days ago. Why aren't we protesting justice for his life? I'll tell you why, because it doesn't fit into modern-day narrative where people can see the logic. This isn't about race anymore, it's about us the people against the government. I'm so tired of social media pushing double standards on the youth and letting them think that as long as horrible things fit their narrative it's justified. I'm tired of seeing my people get swept under the rug from the same injustices they face as other minorities. Justice for all people. People's voices must be heard. Fuck you social media and news outlets. Thank you for your fucking service for telling the truth. For the person that gave this post an award, just please spread awareness of those who died during these protests and those who also suffer from police brutality. I'd rather we unite under a clear mission rather than follow social trends like sheep. The truth is never a trend because it isn't. FYI, mods are silencing some people on here. If y'all can save this thread somehow, ponder on it and stay safe out there. Don't let others influence you. You are your own person with your opinions. I agree. Racism towards Latin Americans and Asian Americans is getting ignored. Racism is only black and white in America. The media has always been against the public or president if it didn't fit the narrative of the people who own all the major networks. It's a giant crime mob. Been saying it for years now. The US media is the cause for the divide in this country. It's a constant flow of misinformation. It's the omission of facts that don't push the desired narrative. Trump fucking sucks, but his cry of fake news is dead on. I'm sick and tired of the media catering to one specific group of people when they know this is an ongoing trend that happens to not only African Americans. True. The real issue is police brutality in general and not about a specific group. BLM doesn't care about racism unless if it affects someone who is black. Richard Jewell. I agree, the media just likes to stir the pot. Especially to their own political interest. Look at the protests, for instance. There was a clip that I saw of police brutally beating up a protester and I was thinking it was so disgusting how someone could be protesting and get beat up. Little did I know that the real truth was that the media cut the clip and it turns out that the protester had started attacking the police arbitrarily and they had defended themselves by retaliating to the protester. It's disgusting how the media likes to manipulate what happens to cater to their own political agenda. It should be illegal when proven that they had manipulated clips to influence people's decisions. Don't forget Tony Timpa. The exact same thing happened to him months ago. Never heard any coverage of it or discussions about police brutality. Why? His great sin was that he was white. The media are the ones who have generated this narrative, without any evidence, that black people are in danger. And now we as a country are suffering because of that. Totally agree. If you look through history, most of the men and women we call great were hated by the press and media. If anything, I'd be more inclined to like someone the media hates. The problem isn't the media. It's that a group of entertainment networks calling themselves the media are full of crap. You don't see these issues on PBS NewsHour. Same thing can be said about representation in media. Diversity does not equal black and white people. FFS. Too many people talk about how white and black people need this and that representation. Where's the Native American actor? Where's the Asian actor? Where's the mixed actor? Where's the actor who's disabled? FFS. LGBT people make about like 5% of the population. I see more LGBT characters than I see Hispanic ones. I could name like 5 black superheroes in 5 seconds. I could think of only like 2 Hispanic ones in 2 minutes. Took me 1 minute to find 5 LGBT superheroes. Only found 1 Native American superhero and I'm still trying to think of another one. I don't know how unpopular of an opinion this is, but it doesn't matter. People need to get this into their heads, and we should start including what we want from the media when we're protesting. Media just sell what people will buy, like any other business. There's no agenda other than maximizing profits. Real easy to hide behind a boogeyman, but unfortunately it is all of us that are responsible. While I do agree that the media and the government are working together to create narratives, I don't agree with all the hate towards Black Lives Matter. If the media does control us, then why would Black Lives Matter even see these other injustices? These crimes against other minorities are not reported on the news, and their own communities need to protest for themselves. Black Lives Matter is protest for Black lives. Why aren't Latinos or Asians protesting? Why is it their responsibility? I guarantee no one in this comment section has ever protested for these causes themselves. I'm Asian, and I saw little action from the Asian community. It's sad knowing the only reason the news covers certain topics is just so they get good PR. For example, not cover stories about a black cop killing a white man, woman rapes a man, basically just role reversal. That's because the media will make a lot of money off of stories like George Floyd's. It's pretty messed up. Honestly, it's always just orange and blue men bad in the media, and it's utter bullshit. They cause these problems, or at least give the people that love outrage. Honestly, if the media covered the protests for about an hour, then the actual death of George Floyd for about an hour, we probably wouldn't have the things we are having. I think that the people in the media, mostly white, are the actual racists, because whenever a black dude gets shot by a police officer, they cover it wall to wall and floor to ceiling, and they do the fake outrage thing because, let's be honest, it's fake. They get money. So it's basically Black Lives equals money and vice for the media. It's bullshit. We need to stop the lies. All lives matter. And second thing, the Hispanic population has a similar police death rate. Some letters. I'm glad you brought this up. We need to continue driving attention to this. I tell you what, there was literally large-scale racism and discrimination against black people in China a fucking month ago. They ended up stranded on street, no food to eat. Nobody bats an eye because I guess, it happened in China. That's because the African American community are able to be more vocal and free in America than Latinos or Muslims. This country has prioritized catering to only one racial minority group, and therefore they are the most easily heard. In addition, at least with a lot of the complaints I've seen, the African American community is only concerned with themselves and not the well-being of other minority groups. And don't even get me started on the Native Americans, who are truly the most oppressed racial minority in America today. Well, you're asking why? Just look at Reddit here. The place where people are more aware of stuff's happening out there. The place where people can have voice. Is there an outrage for that? No, because mods are weeding posts, subreddits are being shut down, threads are locked, comments are deleted. On a platform where 11 million people are using it on daily basis. And people are spending awards, of course, to feed this giant garbage machine. And if people do that on internet, imagine what happens in real life out there.